Hello everyone, I'm Dhriti Patel, an intern doctor from Ahmedabad. Today we are going to talk about following your joy. What does that mean? And why is it in direct contrast to the advices that we get about doing hard things and eat the frog and do the most difficult thing at the start of your day and then get done with it? Those are great advices. I'm not against those. I just very strongly believe that you need contradictory advice as well at times. That will come later, but first we'll talk about follow your joy. What does that mean? That means if you have 10 books on your TBR, you start to read the first book that brings you the most joy, or that has the promise of bringing you the most joy, that excites you the most. You start with that, you finish that, and you derive joy from that, from the process of it, and then that gives you energy, sustenance to go to the next 9 things. Follow your joy, follow your excitement, and it'll lead you to beautiful places. If you have 15 things on your to-do list and you feel stuck and you don't know where to start and you don't feel the energy to have to do any of those 15 things, then you pick the one thing that brings you the most joy, whatever it is, and then you do that, and that gives you energy to conquer the next 14 things. If putting bows on your bookshelf brings you joy, then you do that. If signing your name on the walls brings you joy, then you do that. If having 15 books ongoing at the same time brings you joy, then you do that. If having 30 diaries going on at the same time brings you joy, then you do that. I say follow your joy because following your joy drives you to do things that you might not have wanted otherwise. And joy and excitement are better drivers than drive itself. Drive can only take you so far. Drive and powering through and hard work and all of those things can only take you so far. That is why you need to follow your joy, make things slightly easier for yourself, and then do them. If you want to build a consistent gym habit, then following your joy is getting the cutest outfits. That gives you joy to go there every day. That brings a level of excitement, joy, happiness in your day and that workout routine. So that is what you do. Now, for joy also, we have short-term joy and long-term joy. It might be comparable to instant gratification and delayed gratification if you're into that. So joy is not just short-term, but short-term joy is still powerful and still very much needed. You cannot continue doing things without the instantaneous joy of the activity itself. Like as we talked about, if you want to build a great body, then the daily workouts that you put in, while doing them, you can be thinking about the joy of having the confidence to be yourself in your body. But I believe that's not very sustainable in the long run because that is still motivation that exists in the future. You're not getting there right now. So you still need those instantaneous joy moments in your life. That is not to say that you need to make it easy for yourself. When I say joy, I don't mean just easy things. I don't mean make life so easy for yourself you never have to think any other day. Doing hard things can also bring you joy. But most of the times those joys exist in the future. That is why you need to make them happen right now. Like studying for a whole year would get you amazing rank in your entrance exam. But then that joy exists in the future. You need something in the now. You need right now to treat yourself at the end of the day, at the end of the week. You need to go out with friends. Follow your joy seems like such contradictory advice against do hard things and eat the frog and all of those things. Those are great advices and much needed. But so is this. I strongly believe that all contradictory advices are true, all contradictory statements are true. They're just true in different contexts. And we all may need different things at different times and different phases of our lives. Somebody somewhere might need this advice of following their joy, to be dressing up in cute outfits, to use that diary that they've been hoarding since always because it's just too pretty to write in. So follow your joy is advice for people who need that, and not for people who are in the do the hard work wala phase. Even people who are doing the hard work, they can benefit from adding joy into your life. Because again, what is all of this except if not? If you're not happy, then what even are you doing? You have to be very careful with what you call joy. Because scrolling on Instagram for 3 hours, that is not joy. That is easy. And easy can sometimes equal to joy, but easy is not always equal to joy. Easy is comfort, but it's not joy. Yeah, and the reason I say all contradictory things are true is because we need every kind of a tool in our toolkit, right? We need a tool to hammer in a nail, but we also need a tool to remove that nail. In our staplers, we have the part that staples, and at the end, we have the little thing that is used to remove the staplers. We need nail polishes as well as nail polish removers in our house. with just one certain kind of advice and just one kind of philosophy, we would be stuck. We would not be able to make progress from one season of our life to the next. That is why Follow Your Joy is advice for people who might be in that season of their lives. And for whoever it doesn't apply to, you can just leave it. You don't have to follow your joy, but it's still, you would still benefit from following your joy if you think about it.